Quaint, tranquil, beautiful. These are the words that come to mind when people visit America's Emerald Isle. At 55.8 square miles, Beaver Island is the largest inhabited island in Lake Michigan. The only way to access the island is by small plane or a 3-hour ferry ride. This isolation has shaped Beaver Island's history, culture, and everyday life.
Hello, Ani Buju. I'm descended from the family Kinwapakizis. So we are Anishinaabe, and we've been living on Beaver Island or Amikwadandad, since recordings began.
I'm actually a fourth generation islander. We came here in the 1860s and homesteaded. Some of our challenges teach us a lot of patience, tied in by ice. We have major storms. We're very isolated. Tourism right now is our bread and butter.
We go from, I think we had 40,000 visitors in the summer last year to 600 people year round-ish.
Safe, reliable energy has always been an issue for the island.
There is an underwater cable that runs from a tip here in the harbor to Cross Village. We've had anchor strikes, more than one, just this past winter. We had a big enough windstorm to where it took out our base. It knocked the whole island out.
You have elders on the island. You have people on oxygen. Electricity goes out. It's a real serious issue.
But say it was the end of winter and it was a hard winter and we were low on our fuel.
The winter when the lake is frozen, gasoline costs $7 a gallon.
The trauma that islanders have had in the past for our energy needs, there's still scars from when people were transporting it before, and the Merrill, it blew up. They were going after gasoline. That was my uncle was on there. When they have to make a trip like that, we're asking them to risk their lives.
Fuel costs a lot of money. That's an economic incentive as well as the environmental incentive.
We were actually one of the first people who put in geothermal on the island over a decade ago. Since that time, we have at least a dozen people.
Being the most remote inhabited island, in the Great Lakes, realize the logistics, the costs, but I see all these as fixable issues.
Tara's Meadow is one organization working to address these issues. They've been successful on many community projects, including the Beaver Island Sustainability Initiative and multi-year cross-sector projects.
We were able to work with people that had different values.
Tara's Meadow secured the ETIP Award, a DOE technical assistance program.
If it hadn't been Tara's Meadow going for this ETIP grant, the University of Michigan would never have thought about Little Beaver Island on the possibility of doing a wave generator.
Islanders are suggesting that the first tier of our work with energy needs to look at that critical infrastructure.
We will begin this process with energy audits and energy efficiency remediation to the island's key essential facilities. Our Beaver Island Smart Energy team will be able to increase their ability to provide staff time to focus on capacity building, outreach, and engagement. It will enable us to strengthen current partnerships as well as network with new ones who will provide necessary technical expertise and future funding guidance.
Islands make great little natural laboratories.
So it's kind of like a lab, a petri dish for experimentation and innovation.
One person can't make it happen. It has to be the community.
We're the Emerald Isle. We're, America's gem. We have some of the most rarest, threatened, and endangered plant species and natural communities out of the whole Great Lakes. So if we can go to a more sustainable way of living, it's going to do nothing but benefit us and our island and all of our wildlife. We're willing and we're ready.